Hey, I got a quick question for you guys. You think it'd be wise and it'd be a pretty good idea to go out there and look for somebody else's website in another town in another location, copy their content, and use it on your website, and then just change out the city name and location area? You think that'd be wise for your business website? I'm going to tell you why that's a horrible idea and what I actually think that Google does with duplicate content. What up there, guys? Izzy here once again, Do It Yourself SEO, where I help home service business owners and contractors fix up and build out their own websites, do their own SEO, and just improve their overall online presence on their own. And on this video, I want to talk about duplicate content and what I believe Google sees and what I think it does with duplicate content. Now, I know a lot of people that are out there trying to build up their own websites. Content's probably one of the hardest things to do, and I could totally understand as being in the construction industry. Like I said, I used to drive a ready mix truck, deliver for Lowe's. We aren't too savvy when it comes to writing content and any of that stuff. So with the temptation to just go out there and just copy the content of somebody else's website and just place it on ours, it's just right there. It's super easy to do. The problem with that is that if you end up doing something like that, what you're doing is creating duplicate content. And duplicate content, what I theorize with Google, what it does is that it just completely ignores it. When I first started doing this SEO stuff, like I said, content was one of the most difficult things, and it was very tempting to do that. Go out there and copy content. And I used to go on these, Facebook groups and learning as I was learning all this SEO stuff. A lot of people would say you would get penalized, that Google would penalize your website and just knock it off the rankings and things like that. But what I've come to realize, a lot of this SEO stuff that I do and I try to learn, I always try to place myself as if I owned Google. And what would I want if I wanted the search engine and want to continue to serve the public and want people to keep coming back to my search engine? One of the things that I would not want to do is create a bunch of duplicate content. So, what I theorize that Google does is that it just completely ignores the content. It'll ignore the page, it'll ignore the website, it'll just take it out of its index. I always try to explain things in real simple terms. So when anybody ever types in some type of search on the search bar onto Google, say for example, junk removal services near me, something like that, or let's say junk removal services in Yuba City, California. What Google immediately does, the lightning speed, is it creates the search results that you see on your screen. I visualize it as a drawer for that exact search term. And what it does, it creates all these pages in that filing cabinet for that exact search result. So if there's duplicate content, what Google does is just takes it out of the drawer and throws it away. Just so basically, if your page is not in that drawer, it's not in Google. To me, it's even worse than getting penalized by Google because your page is nowhere online. It's in the ether of online world. It just does not exist. Maybe it's indexed with Bing and Yahoo, but who the hell uses those search engines? I can't remember the last time I used that crap. For those of you guys that are like familiar with like Bitcoin and how they mine it and stuff, it takes a tremendous amount of energy and computers and all that stuff to go out there and mine it. So I believe that Google's kind of maybe in the same way. It's so massive. There is so much content being uploaded on a daily basis, probably on a minute by minute basis, that it's got to find a way to filter out some of the stuff that's just completely useless or not useful to the end user. So if Google will sense that there's duplicate content on a website, it just won't index the page. Why waste its energy, waste money, waste what it does in order to index these pages? Why go through the effort? Just ignore it. So, which leads me to also creating duplicate content on your own site. For example, let's say you have a home page for a tree service in a certain town, right? If you built that page out and then you want to create a bunch of service pages for the locations around you, for the smaller areas, smaller cities in all your town, you can't just copy your homepage and create basically another service area page and just switch out the city name. You just can't do that. The reason I believe is, I said, something online, something Google's smarter than we think it is, will start to crawl your pages and see that it's duplicate and just not index. It'll just take it off the index, deem it unnecessary, not useful to the end user, and just take their pages out of the index. So it's very, very important that you create unique content for each one of those service area pages. Is it a pain in the ass? Hell yes, it's a pain in the ass. But it's the necessary things that you have to do in order to set yourself above the competition and above your competitors. So very, very important that you don't copy content because first of all, I mean, it's kind of sleazy, when you really think about it. You see somebody has a tree service website in some other state far away. You figure it's not going to be of any significance to copy and paste all that stuff. But when you really think about it, you're just being lazy, you're being sleazy, and there's a way that Google filters all that stuff out. And with the tools that we have these days for creating content, especially for like us, people in the construction business or in the home service business, it's not as difficult as it used to be compared to when I started doing this stuff, years ago, pecking away on my keyboard, trying to create some decent content, understand how to create content for certain services. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. If you guys want to learn a little bit about how to create some of that content yourself using things like ChatGPT, I created a video just for that right here. This shows you how I create about pages for people in a real quick, and you can do it in about 5 to 10 minutes. And that's all I wanted to share with you guys. If you guys want my website template and some of the services I offer, it's all that's in the description below. And that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time.